The world is going to hell. Things are on fire. Fuel prices are going crazy. So what do we need right now?
A really big SUV with a massive V8. That's what we need. Yes.
This is the Bentley Bentayga. But you knew that. You know the inside of it is extremely nice. You know that the outside is much better than the first Bentayga. In fact, you pretty much know everything that you need to know about the Bentayga.
Except what you don't know is what it's like when Bentley has a day off. What happens when they take the Bentayga V8, a car that already has a 4-litre twin turbocharged V8 engine producing 770 newton meters of torque and gives it what amounts to a handling pack. Yes, a Bentayga with a handling pack. It still has 770 newton meters. It already had 542 horsepower. It could already do 0 to 60 miles an hour in 4.4 seconds, and now it'll go around corners. It's insane. And so, rather than doing the usual talk through the inside, the outside, everything you need to know, you know everything. Let's just revel for a bit in just how delightfully, gloriously, wonderfully bonkers this thing is. Let's explore together quite how insane the Bentayga S really is. 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds is, it's pretty quick. Feels pretty quick anyway. But it feels especially quick when you're doing it in, well, when you're doing it in an aircraft carrier. As this thing really launches itself backwards to go forwards. You feel it absolutely heave when you call up all of that torque. And, well, it's really like riding a literal wave of torque. But boy, is it fun to do over and over again until the brakes are burning and really complaining. But it shouldn't really be a surprise because the torque wave is, well, it's the flattest thing this side of the fens. It just starts and pings all the way up to the top at 1700 RPM and then stays at 770 newton meters all the way to 4,600, like it's too afraid to jump off. What's also slightly insane is that in order to make the Bentley Bentayga speed, Bentley has done nothing to the engine. Nothing at all. It's exactly the same. It is the standard twin turbocharged 4-litre V8 that you'd get in any Bentayga. This car normally does 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds. None of that is the most bonkers or hard to believe thing about this car. No. It's that when you get to a corner, it doesn't collapse. It doesn't give up. The suspension doesn't ping off and the dampers don't just explode when you try and hurl 2.5 tons of Bentley around a corner. No. What it does instead is, well, it works. It goes round corners. The corners really bloody well, in fact. And all that's changed is the air suspension has been made 15% stiffer. 15%. When you're in normal mode, you literally can't notice it. If you put it in sport mode, it gets a teeny bit jiggly, but that's the only difference. I don't know what this car runs on, because I don't think it conforms to the laws of physics. Certainly not the laws of physics that we know on the Earth. I can only assume that Bentley have done something. They've brought in some small miniaturized black holes and got them to power the dampers. Something insane like that. Because that's the only way I think this thing can work. It should just collapse in on itself. When you send 770 newton meters through all 4 wheels at the same time as trying to get into corner, it should just completely give in. When instead what it does is grip. And then it grips a bit more. And you can push it. It doesn't slide or send you off into the distance. When I come to a corner, I should fear for my own children, never mind feel like I can push it a little bit harder every single time. There's the tiniest bit of understeer that you'll notice at first, but that can be solved with power. More of that power, more of that torque. Seems to solve everything. Even in the wet, it barely seems to want to break traction. There is a little bit that you can do with the fact that it's got the slackened off traction control and with most of the power going to the back, it Well, it's fun. It shouldn't be fun. In reality, a car this big that's made to go incredibly fast should be functional. It should play with your brain in the way that it actually does it, but it shouldn't be fun. It shouldn't feel exciting. It doesn't feel light, but it doesn't feel horrendously heavy either. And the steering, well, that's sort of its low point. There's not really anything to it. It gets a little bit heavier, but doesn't really tell you anything about it. But I guess it's got a large 4-litre V8 dangling over the front axle, so if you felt all of the weight from that, you'd barely be able to turn the wheel. And then, that's the thing about this car. Nothing about it makes sense. Nobody in the entire world needs a 2.5-ton Bentley that can do 0 to 60 miles an hour, 0.3 of a second slower than a Ferrari F40. Nobody. You don't need it. However, if you want it, I am more than happy for you to go and buy it. Because in the grand scheme of things, it's not Bentley Bentayga S's that are going to kill them. It's everyone's Fiestas, your Polos, that Micra in front of us, the cars that everyone drives day to day, not event cars like this. The, I don't know, 11 that Bentley will sell. Okay, I'm exaggerating. 12 Bentayga S's that Bentley will actually sell are not going to kill the planet, but they will be gone very, very soon. So while we still have them, rather than vilifying people who buy them or complaining that they exist, while this cacophony of absolutely incredible engineering is still able to blast us across the country, let's enjoy it. Let's celebrate it. Let us hear it do this over and over again until it breaks. That's the end. That's it.